Our photojournalist TJ Whitmer takes us to the track.
We are celebrating our 57th annual National Short Track Championships. It's been a 3-day event. Practice starting tonight, racing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. In the background, we're loading the pit area in already this afternoon. It's not only on the Speedway's half, but the racers, they have a lot of preparation, getting the cars ready. Most of the feature events are longer laps than normal, so it's a whole different setup for the car, how they prepare the cars, how the driver prepares himself. So it's a big weekend for them. It's almost the marathon style.
Rockford's special because I grew up here. It's kind of its own animal. It's a little bit different than everywhere else. It's rough, it's old, it's hard. It's just fun. I always liked Rockford. I mean, a weekend like this where you're here for 4 days and you're racing for 2 of them, there's a lot that goes into that. A lot of guys that needed help and come help out, tires and tire money and getting all that prepared, and it's an extensive thing to come out and race all weekend like this.
Excited to have a 75th anniversary, the Short Track Championship, celebrating 57 years. Again, in itself is its own accomplishment. So my family and the whole staff very proud of what's happening here.
Started yesterday, Cordova, and now we're here at Byron. So roll in this morning, and I mean, there's so many spectators here. Just an awesome experience. You got all these race cars here. Everybody just did that 80-mile drive from Cordova with these cars, and now they're racing them on the track here, and can't ask for a better day.
We had some struggles with some overheating brakes yesterday, but so many people have stopped and asked us if we needed anything. We got it kind of figured out, and we got a plan to keep going.
This is about supporting the automotive community. A lot of our ambassadors and influencers really resonate with the audience. One of the best parts about this is just really the camaraderie that comes out of it. Everybody's here to help each other, and it's nice to get the fans engaged, and we've had a really good turnout here in Byron and expect that the rest of the week.
This is like kind of takes it back to the roots, back when everybody didn't have dedicated race cars. Like literally your daily driver was your race car.
Now that we're a couple days in, it's an amazing vibe. It's kind of like a car tour, but everybody's got kind of a more focused vision.
We've got cars that are in the 6-second quarter-mile zone at 230 miles an hour, and all the way down to 22 or 23-second cars. So like the cool thing about Drag and Drive is it's a good community that everybody hangs out. Everybody's pitting together. There's no big rigs blocking the view. There's no cones blocking anybody off. You have full access to all the other drivers, racers, spectators, and anybody can do it with any car.
It has been a lot of fun, and I am tired. It is exhausting, but it is a good tired.
Before the north, 1521 Southwest Avenue. That's where you get the best Philly fry in the state line.
Junior's Place, filled with food from the heart and soul.
I have been in Freeport since June 30th of 2018 is when I opened this business. 800 square foot building. I had a vision, had a dream, and took off.
That's Billy Adams Jr., but everyone calls him Junior. He started his business from the ground up, and now it's taking off.
And we was open over 4 years. Never heard about Junior's Place. So we moved to this location with our contracts, and then with the business that we get here, our sales have doubled.
While business is booming, Junior says it wouldn't be possible without the customers.
You know, when you're going out, especially to a food establishment, people want to get the service that they pay for, so I care about the quality of food that I'm putting out. Not only do I care about the quality of food, I care about my customers.
All of this is what keeps the customers coming back for more.
Me, Junior, and Maria, we all took time out to create the menu to fit the city of Freeport.
A lot of my stuff is homemade, so that's what sets me apart from a lot of the other local restaurants. So Deja, we got a rib tip combo, Philly fry, and deep fried Italian beef.
When Junior isn't working behind the counter, he's looking for ways to help his staff and community.
Not only do I want to be that role model or that example to the next African American, I want to make a way for them.
You know, it really help you see your dreams, you know, like see that somebody from your community be successful, like it help you. And he really got a lot of connections, so people that come in here, you know, he help you get connected too.
Helping the next generation towards a brighter future, but Junior isn't done yet.
I want to make a way here for other people, but then I believe it's something else on the other side.
Whether that's a food truck business or expanding to local fairs, his staff and customers will always be grateful for Junior's place.
It makes me proud to be a part of one of the Black-owned restaurants here in Freeport.
Devastation and destruction. That's what severe storms, including tornadoes, can cause, even if you and your family are prepared. Look no further than the March 31st tornado outbreak. Across the state line, more than 10 twisters touched down, damaging homes, schools, and even historic theaters. When I was on the air that Friday night, I was tracking storm after storm.
Track radar showing that line of thunderstorm activity now moving essentially through Elizabeth, heading towards Stockton, and this thing is moving fast. Freeport, again, we're keeping an eye on you.
Our team knew this system was coming to the state line. We warned our communities days before this was going to be an active night.
Right along the Mississippi, as you can see, where widespread violent severe storms are possible. This is at a 4 out of 5 on the risk scale, and then a 3 out of 5 for the rest of southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois.
And we were right, because before it came here, the system triggered strong storms and twisters in Iowa. Just after 4:30 p.m., that's when we started tracking our first warnings. I told my team as we were on the air, this is just the beginning.
We've got all sorts of colors on the map. Red for tornado warnings. These are in effect between 6:30 and about 7 o'clock for Joe Davis and Carroll counties. And then severe thunderstorm warnings stretching from Greene County in southern Wisconsin clear down to Whiteside County in northern Illinois.
And I knew, because of our forecasted models, what we had seen further west, more warnings were coming. And as we went into the evening hours, just after our 6 p.m. newscast, we were getting video from our Iowa stations of these massive twisters on the ground, not just for seconds, but for minutes. And traveling long distances, about a half an hour later, wind gusts usually associated with hurricanes were being recorded in western Illinois and moving our way. With those winds was a line of multiple cells triggering tornado warnings from southern Wisconsin to central Illinois. Now, I've been working in Illinois for almost a decade, and I hadn't seen a setup like this since 2015. You might remember that was the Fairdale tornado outbreak. So this was a challenge, but we were well prepared and ready to keep our communities informed and safe. As the warnings were issued by the National Weather Service, it wasn't 1 or 2. We're talking 3 or 4 that we were tracking at the same time.
We have a confirmed tornado over Mount Carroll.
We're also seeing huge hail cores associated with these storms, and that was another danger on top of the tornadoes on the ground. As the storms got closer to the Rockford area, we actually had to take cover here at the station.
We're going to move to the basement right now. Stay with us for additional updates.
Our entire team went to the basement, and we continue to track the threat on the air.
Move to the temporary studio because, as you can see, we've got a brand new tornado warning out for Winnebago County. This also extends into eastern Ogle County, and it's all the way across Lee County too. So we've got...
And things were about to get worse. I gave the all clear at the station to go back upstairs, and this was about 7:30. We had to run back to the studio, and as soon as we got there, 3 tornadoes were on the ground in Winnebago County all at the same time. So in Rockford, homes got torn apart, roofs damaged, trees just tossed across the road. And you have to remember, we've been warning people about this scenario all week. The Ice Hogs had a game that night, but they had a plan in place to move people to the basement, which they did. The biggest story we covered, though, was what happened in downtown Belvedere. Hundreds of people inside a packed concert hall were in the direct path of the storm. A tornado moving along the Kishwaukee River hit the Apollo Theater. The roof collapsed. Dozens of people were trapped. And first responders in the middle of the storm had to rush to the scene. Tragically, 1 person died and dozens were injured. It could have been so much worse, though. The night didn't end there, though. These storms moved into southern Wisconsin and Milwaukee, which we don't cover, but I was still watching the radar. And to think these storms started in Iowa and moved all the way to southeastern Wisconsin in a matter of hours just goes to show you just how powerful Mother Nature can be.
The former half-mile dirt oval saw action wherever it could before the last race was ran on a Saturday night in September of 2011.
It was sad. I can't remember there was a lot of people that night there or not. I think I went out.
Danny Tiger Reed and Ron Thurman both grew up at the track, took it all in that last night at the races. Now when driving past, they can only think of the memories once held.
Makes me sad. There's been times when I've actually stopped and pulled over and looked at that place with it, you know, just picturing in my mind all the races I ever saw and this and that and everything else.
Tiger's dad used to race at the track before leasing it out and being a flagger for multiple years. That was before his death in 2005 from cancer.
He would get in the flag stand, then after we'd done doing that and started flagging, and he flagged for up until he couldn't do it no more.
The Freeport dirt was kicked up with late models, modified cars, 4-cylinders, hobby stocks, and so many more models throughout the years. And still racing to this day after starting in 1987 at Sycamore Speedway is Lyle Zankers, who raced for over 20 years at the Freeport Raceway.
For a short track, I mean, it was probably the fastest dirt track, you know, in the state of Illinois. I mean, it was darn near 5/8 of a mile, you know, big. So it was just really super, super competitive.
The racing would still continue, but in different parts of the region, while other local communities saw their Saturday fun disappear.
A lot more than just the racetrack or maybe the people that came there. For us, it wasn't, I mean, we went on to race at different tracks for the community, for people that were 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, that brought their car out, raced, had a good time on Saturday nights. That had to be a huge, huge loss.
But racing simulators are keeping tracks alive virtually and can even help young drivers for the real thing.
There could be something there that definitely will accelerate somebody that's younger, that's on that simulator all the way until he gets into a car. When I got into racing, it was like, yeah, there's your race car, yeah, hop in it and good luck.
But for now, the Freeport Raceway remains deserted, growing with weeds after its last race with only memories left behind.
Local fair has officially kicked off. The Winnebago County Fair opened at noon today. That's where we find 13 WREX's Brittany Hardaway. She's been there all afternoon. She joins us live right now from Pecatonica. Brittany, we heard some screams in our ears right before the show. What's going on out there?
Derek, we're at the top. Hold on, I gotta close my eyes, Derek, because we have to, okay, we're going back down. TJ, my photographer, he convinced me to get on the Ferris wheel just to give you guys a taste of everything that's happening out here at the at the Winnebago County Fair. Look, I'm getting lost in my words. TJ, go ahead and show them so I can have my eyes closed while we're up this high. It is just a great time out here. I know I was doing a lot of screaming because we are just having so much fun. This is day one of the Winnebago County Fair here in Pecatonica. We got the carnival rides. As you can, we stopped at the top, Derek. Turn over. I don't want them to see my eyes closed. This is just day one. So many different carnival rides. You got the fair food. You got the 4-H and the petting zoo for the kids. Just a little something for everybody. We had the pause at the top. I told TJ I am scared of heights and I needed to stay on the rides that were my level, which is about 5 feet. But I made it up here, Derek, just to give you a bird's eye view of everything happening out here at the fair. I'll send it back to you so I can get off.
It is a gorgeous sight out there. You're going to have to wait a little while, though, to get down from there. You definitely graduated from the teacups. Thanks, Brittany.
We're a total science-loving family over here, so we come up with all kinds of crazy science experiments. Gardening, being outside is just something that we all like to do together. So trial and error for sure, and they're super smart kids. So I just think it's really important to instill like a really good work ethic in kids from the start.
We usually grow this stuff because we like planting and doing science experiments. Some experiments make things smaller and some lead to bigger things.
When I saw this in the patch, I was like, holy cow, we did actually think it was a pumpkin before I realized it had stripes, and it actually is a watermelon.
I thought it was a pumpkin, like that didn't grow and it wasn't ready, but it was a watermelon. It's like 26 inches long.
It took an entire summer of love to grow this watermelon that we hated to see it go to waste. The three of us definitely cannot eat 84.6 pounds of melon, so we were just trying to think of a way that we could give back to as many people as possible.
I'd like my science teacher to see it because I want to see the look on her face when she realizes that's a watermelon. And I want my friends to see it, so because I don't think they ever seen a watermelon that big.
They're really hardworking, they're very kind, they wanted to give back, they love to donate and help others. So just to see them excited about science and giving back to the community, it just makes me really proud.